YouTube today. I am your host, as always, ridiculously over good brother Anthony Florio here. I am joined by good old MF Michael Fletcher. We have our first lady of the Wrestling Forum, the Twisted Angel, Didi Woodson, awaiting the presence of the Phenom Michael Bullock. We'll see if he comes in. If he does, we'll catch him up on what he missed. If not, then we will hopefully have him with us come Wednesday night. At the end of our show tonight, we will have some major announcements regarding some very significant personnel changes when it comes to our family of networks. A very big announcement was made earlier today. The end of one man's journey, the beginning of another man's journey. We'll explain at the end of the show. But for right now, let's get into this. This very special edition of Ridiculously Raw, back after the 1 week hiatus that was imposed due to the outrage over the ending of Hell in a Cell, and rightfully so. Night 2 of the WWE Draft, Monday Night Raw, live from the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado, the home of the NHL's Colorado Avalanche and the NBA's Denver Nuggets. And as a result of this show tonight, there will not be a Tony's Take on 205 Live or Impact Wrestling. We'll save that for next week. And also, in addition to both reviews of those shows, I will also give you the exclusive results of the TNA Bound for Glory pay-per-view, or Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory pay-per-view that will take place on pay-per-view this Sunday night. So we'll have that for you next week. But for right now, let's dive on in. This show all about Monday Night Raw and the continuation of the WWE Draft. And oh my word, what a night. That's all I can say on that. To say I am pleased with the results would be a major and gross understatement, because I mean, oh boy, what a night for Team Red. I got my Raw Red shirt on, baby. I'm wearing it with pride tonight, and let's not waste any more time. Let's dive on in. We started it off with an in-ring segment. Our number one overall pick, the man, the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. She cuts a promo, interrupted by the Queen, Charlotte Flair. This was a Raw versus SmackDown matchup. The winner would get the first overall pick on the night. And the winner of the match, in 13 minutes and 20 seconds, representing Monday Night Raw, the man, Becky Lynch. She gets the first pick for Monday Night Raw. Sum it all up? Well, yeah, we'll sum it all up. They felt the need to heat up the feud again, given that Lynch and Flair have been teaming together. I like that they're self-aware enough to acknowledge the never-ending feud. And that's all we can say on that. And then from there, the fight, to me, it was the fight of the night. It was a 3.5 to 4 star match. I mean, these two have such great chemistry together. It had the feel of a title match, but it also had the feel of, brand supremacy. Raw reigns supreme. What else is new? And an amazing matchup. Great matchup. So that was 3.5 to 4 stars. So now I want to ask you guys, do you want to start off with this, or do you want me to throw the first round of the draft, or do you want me to save the first round of the draft?
Save the first round of the draft. Let's just talk about the match as it by itself.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Fair enough, MF. So that's your first executive decision. Wink, wink. So that's all I can say on that. We'll save that at the end of the show. But for right now, 3.5 to 4 stars. It was the fight of the night, hands down for me. So nothing more to say. MF, good old MF, Michael Fletcher, come on in. The man and the Queen, one more time. It was supposed to be Sasha, but Sasha's hurt again.
Yeah, Sasha suffers a back injury prior to the match. And then as far as this goes, 3.5 stars. Great way to start the fight. Great way to start the night for Monday Night Raw. And I'll give it fight of the night honors. I truly believe that it's deserving. It was a great match. Nothing more to say. Didi Woodson, it's all yours, my love.
Yeah, I'll give it 3.5 stars, but it was not, the best effort of the two girls. But in the overall, it did what it needed to do. It was an okay match. Good with the vested crowd involvement. So yeah, it's not much more I'm going to say about it. It's yours, Florio.
All right, and now, moment we've been waiting for. The newest slate of draft picks. Here we go. Round number 1. Number 1 pick, Monday Night Raw, and Raw selects. What else is new? The frontline soldier, the Universal Champion, the man's man, Seth Rollins. He's staying on Raw. Thank you. That's all I can say on that. Coming in at number 2, no big surprise here. Friday Night SmackDown selects their new WWE Champion, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Coming in at number 3, welcome home, the Monday Night Raw, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. She's coming back home to Team Red, where she had so much of her success. I was so damn giddy when I heard this pick. I was wooing like a crazy man. That's all I can say on that. Number 4, the Friday Night SmackDown. All 3 members of the New Day. Former WWE Champion Kofi Kingston and his brothers, Big E Langston, Xavier Woods. Rumors of their breakup. Demise. That's all there is. Rumors of their demise, greatly exaggerated. That's all there is to say there. And with the 5th and final pick, MF, we stuck it to you again, big boy. Oh, yeah. Not only did you lose the Queen, but you've also lost the Queen's King, if you will. Her man, Andrade. And on top of that, package deal, the sexy Zelina Vega. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, buddy. That's all I can say on that. So, my show, I started off love Raw's picks. Raw definitely wins this round. I mean, no disrespect to Lesnar and the New Day. They're great. But as far as the frontline soldier of Monday Night Raw, we're never letting him go. That's all there is to say on that. We've locked him up for life. Universal Champion only makes sense because the Universal title is our title. The Queen coming home. Oh, my goodness. Wow. The women's division, our women's division, top notch. That's all I can say on that. And Andrade, I am so grateful that the Queen used her stroke here to get her king, if you will. Andrade. And where Andrade goes, Zelina Vega goes. And I, for one, couldn't be any happier and any more delighted with all our picks. Brock Lesnar is now MF's problem. Sorry, buddy, but it is what it is. He's got the WWE title. That's your title. So that one only made sense. New Day, you still got them. You're still going to be tossing pancakes and the power of positivity. So Kofi stays. So who knows? Maybe Kofi could get another shot down the line. You never know. But this round goes to Team Red. No doubt about that. The man's man, the Queen, the Queen's King. Wow. We won we hit the damn jackpot, folks. That's all there is to say on that. So nothing more to say. Good old MF Michael Fletcher. We took the Queen and the Queen's King. Woohoo!
Yeah, and the thing is that Seth Rollins going number 1 to Raw, no big surprise. Brock Lesnar going number 2, no big surprise. Charlotte going to Raw, actually not a shocker after Bayley won the SmackDown Women's title on Friday night. Sasha, Bayley, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not surprised, but you got a core 3 right now on Raw. Alexa, Becky, Charlotte. That's a strong 3 to have. There's no doubt about it. But, at the end of the day, I'm not too angry. And as a matter of fact, no big surprise on the SmackDown side. We got the trio we wanted. We wanted the New Day. We got him. Fox wanted Brock. They get Brock. Fine. I'm not gonna go ballistic over that. Do I want Seth Rollins? Oh hell yeah, I want Seth Rollins on Team Blue. But it is what it is. Fox wanted Brock Lesnar. They get what they want. I wanted the New Day. I got what I wanted. So as far as round 1 goes, I'm happy with Team Blue. I'm happy with SmackDown's selections. For Raw, yeah, no big surprise on Seth. No big surprise on Charlotte. The Andrade one is the one that hurts me. That's the one that kicked me. That's the one that kicked me in the rear end because, like you said, that's a package deal. Not only do I lose Andrade, I lose Zelina as well, and that's a double oof for me because my love for Zelina Vega. You know how deep I go with Zelina, so it goes all the way back to TNA. When she was a member of LAX. So, I mean, this is a devastating hit for me, but I got to live with it. So, nothing more to say. Yes, I'll give Raw the win on round 1. I guess I'll give it. Congrats. But there's really nothing for me to say. Didi Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, Raw pretty much kind of won this one.
The first Toy Story was
not really surprised with the draft picks either. Because we pretty much knew, Seth would be on Raw with Becky. We pretty much knew when they drafted Charlotte, they were going to take Andrade and Zelina because Andrade and Charlotte are a couple. Very glad to see New Day still on SmackDown. On Brock Lesnar. So yeah, it wasn't a big surprise on the picks because Brock has the title. Sure, he should be on SmackDown just because he has the title. But yeah, New Day I think was the best thing out of the SmackDown picks for this round because we all wanted to see New Day on SmackDown. It's just becoming their show. So yeah, not much more I'm going to say about it. Florio, it's yours.
All right. And speaking of Andrade, we didn't have to wait long to see him in action. He went 1-on-1 against Ali. And the winner of the match in 5 minutes and 50 seconds, it was Andrade. Solid match there. That's all I can say. You guys want to get into that, or do you want to just move on to the next draft picks?
Move on to the next draft.
All right, MF. Round 2 of the draft goes as follows. Monday Night Raw selects the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Another shot in the arm for our women's division. Friday Night SmackDown selects, oh, damn it to hell, I wanted him. Damn it, I wanted him. But unfortunately, he's still property of SmackDown. I guess we could call him one of the frontline soldiers of SmackDown Live, Friday Night SmackDown. The Planet's champion, Daniel Bryan. He's staying on SmackDown. Maybe we'll get a rare yes chant from MF on that one. Going to Monday Night Raw, the Bulgarian Brute, Rusev. That's not a big surprise considering Lashley's there as well. We can continue this god-awful love triangle angle. Staying on SmackDown, no big surprise here. SmackDown, the new SmackDown Women's Champion, the new and improved Bayley. We're going to hear from her on Friday night. They've already announced that. And rounding out the picks, Monday Night Raw gets Aleister Black. Good old MF Michael Fletcher. We're going to start round 2 off with you here. Who won this round?
I gotta go with, I have to say it's SmackDown. I think SmackDown won this round. No big surprise on Bayley going to SmackDown. She's the champion. We need Daniel Bryan. We need him more than ever before. So if we would have lost Daniel, we would have lost this draft. This was the moment we needed him, and we got him. This was a huge get for SmackDown. I mean, he's been unbelievable for us. the general manager of SmackDown at one time, and he just continues to be that guy for us. I got really nothing more to say. Daniel Bryan is our frontline soldier. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Daniel Bryan wins it for us, and yeah, so there's really nothing more for us to say. I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan winning it. So yeah, SmackDown wins this round. Didi, it's yours.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. SmackDown pretty much won it. I think it was pretty much, you pretty much knew where everybody was going, except for maybe the Kabuki Warriors. That would be kind of the surprise of this round, because they've actually been on both shows. Daniel, like you said, used to be GM on SmackDown. He's been on SmackDown for a long time now. So yeah, I wouldn't have seen him changing. Rusev, like you said, with Lashley, Bailey, because she's got the title, Aleister Black, because he's married to Zelina. So yeah, not much of a surprise on the draft, but yeah, I would definitely say, SmackDown with Daniel Bryan. So not much more I'm gonna say.
Yeah, reluctantly, I will go with SmackDown as well because of Daniel Bryan. I mean, Daniel Bryan has been the heart of SmackDown ever since this whole thing started 3 years ago. General manager, cleared to come back, the heel turn almost a year ago, winning the WWE Championship, holding it for about 5 or so months before WrestleMania, dropping it to Kofi, and you got him back, and the Planet's champion staying put on Team Blue. So that was a huge one for UMF. Boy, how did you need that one? That's all I can say on that. And you've got your SmackDown Women's Champion as well, the new and improved Bayley, after she literally broke the internet on Friday night. So great picks for SmackDown. For Raw, but Raw no slouch either. I mean, Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi, the women's tag team champions, works out for us because in the event that they lose the titles, they're going to be exclusive to Monday Night Raw with or without the titles. So very grateful, even though they're technically eligible to be on both shows because the women's tag team titles are eligible on both shows. So, but I'm very happy that Asuka and Kairi are staying. And Rusev, that's not a surprise at all, considering the Lashley angle, god awful, already at the point of go away. And Aleister Black, that's another big one. I mean, the theme for Monday Night Raw in this draft tonight, when it comes to this portion of the draft, looking towards the future. And we already got Andrade, and we got the man, and now we have the man who took the NXT championship from Andrade a year and a half ago in New Orleans, Aleister Black. And I've been very high on him, and, well done. That's all I can say on that. Now we move on to the battle for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode defending the titles against Eric and Ivar, the Viking Experience. When all was said and done, the winners of the match in 12 minutes and 5 seconds. And the new Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders. They get it done. Didi Woodson, your thoughts?
I'm kind of glad to see the Viking Raiders win the title. For me, this would be the second best match of the night. I'm going to give it about 3.25 stars. It was a very good match. And yeah, I think it was, I think it was great that the Viking Raiders got it, but I think it also gave us a hint to what was going to happen later on in the draft also. So not much more I'm going to say about it. It's yours, Florio.
I am very pleased with this outcome. 3 to 3.25 stars, second best fight of the night. Viking Raiders were over with the crowd. They responded well to the title change. I'm hopeful they turned the corner after a rocky start with the fans not rallying behind the Viking gimmick and, of course, all that nonsense from earlier this year. when they were the Viking Experience and instead of the War Raiders. And they made history here tonight. The first team to become IWGP Tag Team Champions, Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, NXT Tag Team Champions, and now Monday Night Raw Tag Team Champions. Well deserved. They are going to be the heart and soul of our tag team division. And if I was going to pick a team to be the spearhead for our tag team division, this is the team I would have picked right here. These guys are our money tag team, and they're going to lead us going forward. And quite frankly, I couldn't be any more happier or delighted with this outcome. So congratulations, Eric and Ivar. Well done. You damn sure deserve it. You earned it. So that's all there is to say on that. 3 to 3.25 stars. Second best fight of the night. Not left to say. Let's bring in good old MF Michael Fletcher. MF, new champs. You know what that means.
Yes, history has been made, no doubt about it. You know what? I'm happy for the Viking Raiders. I'm happy for them, man. They deserved it. They've been working their tails off for a long time now. And they made history, man. I'm so proud of this team. And yeah, this is awesome, man. This is awesome. I'm happy for them. There's really nothing more to add. This was pretty good. And yeah, so you could call this about 3.25 stars. Happy for the new champions. And Florio, it's yours.
And now we move on to the third round of the WWE draft. Monday Night Raw with the first pick of the round selects former Cruiserweight champion Cedric Alexander. He's staying put on Monday Night Raw. Friday Night SmackDown, keeping on their show. He's staying on SmackDown. The Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the King of Strong Style, a personal favorite of MF's, Shinsuke Nakamura. And yes, MF, that's a package deal. That means you get Lame Duck Man as well. You get Sami Zayn on top of that.
But I don't mind taking Sammy. I'm happy with that.
Okay. Looking to the future once again, Monday Night Raw gets the standout from 205 Live, Humberto Carrillo. Yes, sir. I can't tell you how high I am on that young man. I really, really am. If you haven't watched 205 Live and seen what some of the great action he's put on, hey, we saw him. We saw him when we went to SmackDown back in May, and he wowed us, and he's gonna wow us all on Monday nights. Friday Night SmackDown keeps once again, another keeper, a cruiserweight of their own, another standout, Ali. Ali's staying put on Team Blue. And rounding out, a steal from SmackDown, we just stole Daniel Bryan's former heavy, Eric Rowan. So there you have that. Didi Woodson, let's start it off with you here. Round 3 of the draft. Who won this round? All right. Didi, are you there? Didi, I was going to have you start round 3.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Jennifer, take. Okay. She buried me with kittens, so. Yeah, I had 2 kittens in my hand, so yeah, I was buried with kittens. Okay, this one, I'll have to give it to Raw. I think, gaining Alexander. Well, they had Alexander, and the ones they've gained here out of this, I think, was really great. Shinsuke, I'm not surprised he's staying on SmackDown. Not surprised Ali's staying on SmackDown. Eric Rowan going to Raw, I think, is a good deal. So we'll have some new, fresh meat here. So yeah, I'm not entirely, like I said, I'm not entirely surprised with some of the picks, but I do think Raw won this one in the end. So Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, I got to go with Raw here as well. I mean, look into the future, and it seems like we're trying to build it around the cruiserweights again, and a former cruiserweight champion in Cedric Alexander, a man that, had he stayed on 205 Live, I very well think could have been a cruiserweight champion down the road, Humberto Carrillo. I mean, he very easily could have been a champion, absolutely. And to see him and Cedric, that's awesome. And Eric Rowan, we need some meat in our division. I mean, we lost Braun Strowman to SmackDown. That's the one that hurt me. But at least we have someone who knows Strowman very well, his former running buddy as part of the Wyatt family, Eric Rowan. We know what he's capable of. They've repackaged him. They've made him a monster heel. And quite frankly, I'm very pleased with that pick. And I think he could do some bigger and better things. The SmackDown guys, no big surprise. I mean, they're both still there. Nakamura and Ali, they've been on SmackDown. So, but I know MF's probably still happy to have them. So that's all there is to say on that. So I got to give the edge to Raw because of the future talent coming in, especially Humberto Carrillo. What a steal for Raw. That's all I can say on that. And I'm very happy to have him. So nothing more to say, MF. You still got your guy Shinsuke, and you also got a future stud of your own in Ali.
And plus, we also snatched one of the future stars, actually a 205 Live guy. We actually snatched Drew Gulak. SmackDown did a couple of days ago. Actually, it was unannounced. Nobody knew about this. This was actually part of WWE.com that there was some guys, free agent guys, that was on the line up for grabs, and we actually got those games packed in, and yeah, it was a huge lineup. So I mean, great situation for all of us. I'm ecstatic. And, for SmackDown Live, I'm going to call this a draw, Florio. Yeah, Cedric is good. He is a good talent, but unfortunately, he's been underutilized, especially on Monday Night Raw. Since he got called up to the main roster, he was underutilized. I don't know if he's actually as good as you think he is. Humberto Carrillo, absolutely. This kid's got a bright future. I'm not going to knock that at all. I think there's going to be something great for him. To get Eric Rowan, I don't know, Florio. I'm sensing swing and a miss. I don't know why, but I am. I'm sensing swing and a miss. For SmackDown, it's paint by numbers. We need the Intercontinental Champion. We needed that move. That was necessary. We needed Nakamura. That was a great move. Ali, another great young talent. I got nothing bad to say about it. I think this is going to be something good for us on that move. So, all in all, I think we've done a pretty good job, at least for the most part. So, I'm satisfied with the picks up to this point. So, Florio, it's yours.
And we had another match, Aleister Black squaring off against a gentleman who Monday Night Raw selected over the weekend as part of those free agent picks. Free agent picks, if you're wondering, Raw got EC3, Eric Young, and Sin Cara, whereas SmackDown selected Apollo Crews, Drew Gulak, the former Cruiserweight champion, the B Team, and Tamina. So that's what happened. That's what MF was alluding to. Aleister Black went up against one of those Raw free agent pickups, former TNA Impact Heavyweight Champion in his own right, Eric Young. Looks very different nowadays. He's not the same EY I remember. But nonetheless, Aleister Black squashed him in 1 minute and 40 seconds. So, along with, and he's got that brand new submission, that new deadly submission hold of his called the Dark Ritual. Oof. He keeps utilizing that. Who knows? That could lead to some long-term success for Aleister Black on Raw. 4th round of the draft, and here are the picks as follows. Monday Night Raw selects another former Cruiserweight champion, the best kept secret, Buddy Murphy. Another steal from SmackDown. Yes, sir. And SmackDown gets a steal from Raw. The now former Raw Tag Team Champions are going to be heading to Friday Night SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. There you go, MF. Unfortunately, the next couple of picks for Raw, I can't say I'm happy about, especially this one. This is, out of all our picks, this is the one I am the least happiest about. Jinder Mahal. Are you kidding me? This guy, we're stuck with him again. Criminy. He's out with an injury. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But the modern day Maharaja is under Monday Night Raw rule. Not thrilled about that one, honestly. Friday Night SmackDown. Staying on SmackDown. No big surprise here. The Princess of Staten Island, former SmackDown Women's Champion, first Miss Money in the Bank, Carmella. She's staying on SmackDown. And the only thing I can say on that one is I think a certain savior of misbehavior had some say on that pick, if you know what I mean. And then finally, Monday Night Raw selects R-Truth. So Truth and Carmella, they're split up. So we don't get to see those piggyback rides anymore. Sorry. So all in all, yeah, I gotta say this is somewhat of a draw here. I mean, if I were to pick, I would say a slight edge to Raw because of Buddy Murphy. I mean, former cruiserweight champion. He had a couple of great showings on SmackDown against Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, including a victory over Daniel Bryan. Let's not kid ourselves. That's far and away his biggest win on the main roster to date. I'm not happy about Jinder. That's all I can say on that. Truth can't be comedy guy, so he had to go somewhere. Ziggler and Rude to SmackDown. I know that's going to make MF happy because I know how high MF is, especially on Robert Roode, getting back to his Impact days. And Carmella staying on SmackDown. Well, like I said, I think a certain savior of misbehavior was behind that one. Wink, wink. So I really don't know how to call this. So I'm just going to say a draw. That's all I can say on that. So Jinder Mahal and Raw. Not thrilled about it. But in MF, you got Ziggler and Robert Roode, but Carmella's staying.
I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I don't look. I'm a little disappointed we lost Buddy Murphy. That's the one that's gonna hurt me a little bit. But we do get Ziggler. We get Robert Roode. We got Carmella, and on top of that, we lose Jinder Mahal, and we lose R-Truth. Because they were originally SmackDown. So we lost Buddy Murphy. Ziggler actually is under SmackDown, was under SmackDown. Jinder Mahal, Carmella, and R-Truth. So we keep Carmella, we keep Ziggler, we add Rude, and we lose Jinder and Truth. SmackDown wins. I'll claim victory. I will gladly claim victory on this. We definitely won. No doubts in my mind, we won. So, no, I disagree with you, Florio. You got two major headaches with Jinder and R-Truth. We don't have to deal with that on Friday night. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm hurting over Buddy Murphy leaving, but, dude, we get Carmella. They're probably going to repackage her to something better. And Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, they might be right in the mix of that tag team division. So I think we are in a very good situation on Team Blue. So I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I got nothing more to say. So D.D. Woodson, I'll just say it. I'm claiming victory for SmackDown Live in this round.
Yeah, I could say SmackDown won this. Like I said, a lot of these draft picks have not been, too surprising. And for me, I was not surprised Bobby Roode and Ziggler went to SmackDown once I saw the titles, taken from them. I am a little surprised that they split up Carmella and Truth. I like Truth. I've liked Truth ever since he was on WCW. So, frankly, I don't really care which show he's on. Just as long as they still show him doing whatever the heck he's going to be doing. It looks like right now he's the main Joker in the 24/7 title bit. So, no more of Carmella and Truth together anymore. But yeah, I mean, SmackDown did lose Jinder Mahal. That's a big plus for SmackDown. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it. It's yours.
All right, and we move on. Oh, give me 1 minute here. Okay. Then we had another cutout here. It was Ricochet. Ricochet in a match against Shelton Benjamin. Ricochet won the matchup. I don't know exactly what the time of the fall was, but all I know is Ricochet knocked off Shelton Benjamin, and even though it was a very short match, it was it was a solid, okay match, to say the very least. So for 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Cool. It was a cool finishing sequence. Ricochet, tremendous talent. I'm hopeful they'll showcase him properly. And how about he's a wrestler who is focused on winning the Universal Championship down the road? That would be great. And then we had the contract signing. Jerry the King Lawler was in the ring. The contract signing with the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, who's now property of Friday Night SmackDown, against the lineal heavyweight boxing champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. And, well, the contract signing actually went off really without somewhat of a hitch here. I mean, yeah, there was tension, yes, but not exactly the fireworks that we were all hoping for. So this was a bit of a swing and a miss, although the verbal exchange was fine. Halloween night at Crown Jewel, Strowman and Fury squaring off in Saudi Arabia. Like I said, they're building that Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. Let me tell you that right now. This thing could end up being the best one yet, if I'm going to be honest. So let's move on to the 5th round of the draft. And the selections are as follows. Monday Night Raw selects the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, coming home to Raw. Yes, I'm very happy about that. Going back to Friday Night SmackDown, the A-lister, The Miz, is going home to Team Blue, the Awesome One. Monday Night Raw selects another former Cruiserweight champion, Mr. Ha himself, Akira Tozawa. Out of all the picks for SmackDown, I couldn't be any more delighted about this one. He's no longer my headache. He's going to be MF's headache from now on. King Corbin. Yeah, buddy. Big win for Raw there. And then Raw selects Shelton Benjamin to round it out. OMF. King Corbin's now your problem.
And actually, I don't mind. I mean, Corbin is a monster heel. We need heels on the show, no doubt about it. And I'm actually happy with The Miz coming back to SmackDown. That's where he really had his best work. Underutilized on Monday Night Raw. I think that was a horrible, a big mistake on your guys' part. You guys let the A-lister get away. But, he was better on SmackDown Live. He has proven to be better on SmackDown Live. And actually, Corbin has also been proven to be better on SmackDown Live. So, honestly, to get the surefire thing, Samoa Joe was technically Raw property. So, apparently he was under Raw banner after he came back from his injury. So, no major surprise there. And to get Akira Tozawa, I don't know. That maybe could be a swing and a miss. Benjamin didn't really do much on SmackDown. Sent him off to Raw. So really for me, I'm happy with my picks. I'm happy because the guys that we are getting have been proven successes on SmackDown Live. And that's, I think, what Fox was looking for guys that we could definitely market around The Miz is an A-lister. Corbin, King of the Ring winner. I could see big things for these two guys given the opportunity now in the land of opportunity. SmackDown live on Friday night, and they're going to be on network TV. Bigger audience now to be surrounded. So I like it. I'm happy. Yeah, you could probably claim that Raw won, but technically I'm ecstatic with my picks. I'm happy with SmackDown. So nothing more to say. Dee, what's in it yours?
Me, I'm just not super crazy on the King Corbin stuff. The rest of them, I like the picks that each one got, but King Corbin would be the one that I probably could do without on either show. It is what it is. Yeah, SmackDown needs some heels, but I'm not sure that's the kind of heel I'd want to sit and watch for 2 hours. So, yeah. I'll go with Raw winning this one, because I think when Samoa Joe comes back from injury, he's going to be a pretty big monster. We all know what Tozawa could do. Benjamin, no win, no loss, because he doesn't do very much anyway. So, nothing else I'm going to say about it. It's yours, Florio.
Samoa Joe alone won the round for Raw. That's all I can say on that. Future. Keyword future, and Raw building towards the future around the cruiserweights. We now have 3 former cruiserweight champions on our side. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, I know Tozawa hasn't been doing much lately, but who knows? Maybe something will happen for him. Hopefully it will. And addition by subtraction. I mean, we just got rid of 2 of the 2 biggest headaches Monday Night Raw had are now on SmackDown. Brock Lesnar and now King Corbin. Goodbye and good riddance. That's all I can say on that. I couldn't be any more delighted about that. When I heard Corbin was going to SmackDown, out of all the transactions that went down, that was the one I was the most happiest about. So, no more Constable bleep face nonsense here. So, great pick, guys. That's all I can say on that. And the best part is we get to hear Hamilton do the King Corbin once again. So that's a double win. So, but Raw wins mainly because of Joe alone. So Joe could be a big-time Universal guy down the road. Buddy Murphy against Cedric Alexander. Buddy Murphy wins the match, 9 minutes and 10 seconds. This is what I said about, the future. And the future looked great on this one. So I'm gonna I don't know who's supposed to go here. I believe it's supposed to go to Didi here. So Buddy Murphy against Cedric Alexander. Didi, this was a great matchup here.
Yeah, I'll give it about 3 stars. It was good. A small sample of what both these guys are capable of. And, of course, Murphy proved that, he was worth the draft pick for Raw. So, yeah, not much more I'm going to add to it. They did a good job tonight. They worked very well off of each other. So, it's yours, Florio.
This rounds out the top 3 fights of the night. This was a 3-star match. The broadcast team delivered the message that the match was a sign of things to come on Raw, and it was a good match. The only downside was the crowd was quiet coming out of it. And Raw does have some top-notch, undeveloped talent with Murphy, Alexander, Aleister Black, and Andrade. And that's really all I can say there. So, future's looking bright. So, I'll get into my little lineage towards that in just a moment. 6th and final round of the draft. This was the 6th round, the final round of the night. Monday Night Raw selecting Rey Mysterio. SmackDown selecting Chad Gable. Raw selecting Titus O'Neil. SmackDown selecting Elias, another MF favorite. And Raw, with the final pick, Liv Morgan. Okay. Didi Woodson, we're going to start the final round of the draft with you here. This was tough to call. I really don't know who came out on the better end here.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either. I mean, this was a pretty good final round. So yeah, it's going to be nice to see Liv Morgan back. See what they're going to do with her. I'm not surprised that Chad Gable's stayed on SmackDown. Titus, hopefully they'll start using him a little bit more because he's been underutilized lately. Elias, I could give or take Elias, but it is what it is. And Ray on Raw, not a surprise. Yeah, I would say definitely it would be definitely a draw on this one. So not much more I'm going to say about it. It's yours for you.
Yeah, it would have to be. I mean, but I'm very pleased with Rey Mysterio. I mean, I know he's not the Rey of 2006 or anything like that, but to have his name value on Monday Night Raw, especially with Andrade, who knows? Maybe we could get Rey and Andrade matches again. That would be awesome, especially now that they're going to be on Raw instead of SmackDown. But, we'll see. Titus, that's a dead weight pick, if I'm being honest with you. I could have done without him. Same as Jinder and Truth, but, we'll wait and see. Liv Morgan, I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with her. I mean, you remember some time ago, she had that match with Charlotte, and then she teased, she had that cryptic message at the end of that when they were interviewing her after the match, that very cryptic message. So maybe this is where we're going to get a repackaged Liv Morgan, and I can't wait to see what they do with her. Gable staying on SmackDown, not a big surprise. I mean, he was a SmackDown mainstay. And Elias, he's been on SmackDown, so I know MF's going to be happy about that because I know MF's the only one out of all of us who even thinks anything highly of Elias. So that's really all I can say on that. So a draw for me. So nothing more to say. MF, you got Gable and you got your boy Elias.
You know what? I'm pretty happy with both. Chad Gable's been really turning it around on SmackDown Live. They're giving him a push. They're actually giving him a push. So I really got nothing bad to say about that. Elias, definitely just a worthy pick as well. Ray, the veteran, definitely what he is a locker room leader for Monday Night Raw. A guy that you definitely will want to have. Really nothing else that really stood out. But Anthony, I want to talk about this. The undrafted men and women right now, and this is shocking. Cesaro, Luke Harper, Mojo Rawley, No Way Jose, and No Way Jose for the men, but for the women, I can't believe this. Dana Brooke, the Iconics, and Fire and Desire did not get drafted. What is up with that?
I don't know, Hurricane. I don't know.
I mean, Fire and Desire? Are you kidding me? You're not gonna take Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville
and Iconics
and
former
Iconics
women's tag team champion.
I mean, exactly. What on earth? I mean, I'm shocked. Now I know there's supposed to be some. Now here's the thing. They could be drafted or they could sign to either brand. They could go to Raw, they could go to SmackDown. Hell, they could end up in NXT. I mean, that's the thing that opens the door now. And then other people that didn't get drafted, well, these are people not listed on the draft pool. The Usos, the Hardys, Sheamus, Naomi, Lars Sullivan, Lana didn't get selected. Mike and Maria Kanellis, but the thing is, Mike is asking for his release. Nia Jax, Mickie James, Ruby Riott, but these are all injured.
Sarah Logan.
Sarah Logan, the Ascension, the Cologne, and then there's the part timers, but they don't count. The CBS posted this anyway. Cain Velasquez, John Cena, Ronda Rousey, and Undertaker, but they're part timers, so they could show up at any time they want. But just some of the names I just threw, I'm like, why have these people not been selected yet?
Good question.
Now, was AOP drafted? I can't remember.
No, AOP has not been drafted. No,
I didn't think so.
AOP is still out there. And you know what? I'm going to say this. SmackDown, get the Authors of Pain. Please. That's all I'm going to say. We need them. If we want to solidify the tag team division, we got to get them. We got to get these guys.
Fair enough. And now let's move on to what ended up being the main event of the evening, if you can believe this. The women's tag team champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka, against Natalya and a mystery partner. And that mystery partner ended up being the sassy Southern Belle, Lacey Evans. What? Okay. I don't know what to make of that. The match, that was not so good. It was somewhat of a, ugh. Did they want fans to cheer Evans because she was teaming with Natalya, or boo Natty because she selected Lacey to be a partner? Most of the fans sat on their hands, so it didn't work either way. I thought it would have gotten simpler now that Alexa and Nikki lost the titles. Can they ever just have a match involving the women's tag champions that features a babyface team and a heel team? On a positive note, I like the new look of Asuka, wearing the green face paint around her eyes and mouth, which should help prevent the referees for looking like morons when she uses the Great Muta like Mist. So, but then the Firefly Funhouse and Firefly Funhouse is no more. The Firefly Funhouse is history, if you get what I mean. So, you guys want to give any thoughts on that? I mean, I know the women's match is not. We're not going to really get into that because that was a mess. Anybody want to get? I mean, the fans were booing Rollins again. I mean, could this be the start of a heel turn? Maybe.
Possibly. But then again, if you look at this, WWE's actually already kind of done this once when Randy Orton burned down, Bray Wyatt's house before, and now Seth Rollins is burning down the Funhouse. So yeah, I mean it's one of those things. They say nothing's new in wrestling. This is one of those issues, but still, he said he was going to get his revenge. He got his revenge. He got his hands back on Bray, and I find it interesting what Bray said. What are you doing? Was trying to get him to stop and all that kind of stuff. So I found that kind of interesting that he was going that route. So it looks like even though they're going to be on two separate brands, it looks like he may have woke that Fiend up even more than what he already was. So we'll have to wait. I think their last match is Crown Jewel, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. So I don't have anything else to say on it.
Yeah, it was announced that the Fiend and Seth Rollins will square off again for the Universal Championship at Crown Jewel in the Falls Count Anywhere matchup. So Rollins will be pulling double duty because he'll also be a part of that Team Hogan versus Team Flair match. So let's think about that. So if there's nothing else, let's get into the overall review of this edition of Raw tonight. And for me, I'll start it off here. I'll give this about 7.5. I mean, we had some good matches. We crowned new tag team champions, the Viking Raiders. Becky and Charlotte tore it down like they always do. Good match with Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander. Those were the 3 fights of the night. I know some of the draft picks may not have been, yowie wowie or anything like that, but we still had a good amount of shakeups. So that's all I can say on that. I know a lot of people are poo-pooing on the draft, and I can understand, but no, I mean, I'm very pleased with our picks, and the women's division. I'm very happy about that. I mean, I couldn't be any grateful about the future of our women's division. I mean, MF mentioned it, the core 3 with Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Couldn't be any more grateful about that. And then from there, building around the cruiserweights, and couldn't be happier about that. And the future is now. And as Pat and Barbara McDonald of Timbuk 3 once famously sang over 30 years ago, one of the great one-hit wonders of all time, the future's so bright, I got to wear shades. And if you're a Monday Night Raw fan like me, get your shades on, because the future is looking very bright for us. I'm very pleased with how we drafted. Maybe some more big names to come with those free agents out there. We'll see. So really nothing more to say on this. I'm going to go about 7.5. I think that's the best I can give it. So nothing more to say. MF, overall thoughts on night 2 of the draft tonight?
Pretty good show. 7 out of 10. I'll give it as well. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say it. I'm pleased with SmackDown's picks. They're pretty safe. Guys who we had in the past who had major success on the show is back in the fold for us. I thought Raw did pretty well. SmackDown did all right. We were hoping for some bigger names, but at the end of the day, I do know why they did it, but I think they did pretty well. So I really got nothing bad to say. Now the question becomes, what happens next? It's going to be very important with the free agency guys that are out there. Hopefully we make a big move here. We'll see. But other than that, I can't be too mad about what happened. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. Didi, quick thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give it 7 out of 10. That was it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't the greatest Raw in the world either, but it wasn't a bad show. I mean, we got through the draft pretty quickly. It seemed like the 3 hours for me kind of went pretty fast. And we didn't have a whole lot of the crap we usually get on Raw. They did kind of stick to some storylines. They did kind of stick to building the new feuds and showcasing the talent that was drafted to Raw. So yeah, I mean, I don't have a whole lot negative to say about it. Yeah, we had some really short matches, but hey, it is what it is. It happens. So I'll just toss it over to Florio.
All right, and that will put the bow on this. But before we wrap up, I talked about a major announcement earlier regarding some very significant personnel changes when it comes to our broadcast family. For many of you who did not know, around 10 or 11 or so this morning, it's very hard for us to announce this, but our longtime Imperial Grand Poobah, Derek Ferreira, effective today, has decided to call it a career. He's decided to retire from our shows, from everything. He's been going through a lot of things right now, and mainly because of the copyright strikes that WWE issued on his YouTube channel and some other things. Derek has decided, because of all of this, that he has decided to retire. And because of this, yes, Wednesday Night Mayhem is still around. Yes, Wednesday Night Mayhem's not going anywhere. Bad news is Derek Ferreira will no longer serve as the host of that show. We have a new host of that show, and I'm very pleased to announce the new host of Wednesday Night Mayhem, and deservedly so, none other than good old MF, Michael Fletcher. So MF will have a second show on his docket, not just Friday night Cerebral Smack Talk, but he's also going to moderate Wednesday Night Mayhem going forward. And he has also been named the new executive producer of our shows. So well done, MF. We couldn't be any more happier for you. I always said that you deserve more opportunities at hosting and whatnot. And I'm very glad that you're finally getting those opportunities. It's about damn time. So well deserved, brother. That's all I can say on that. And you know what? MF, I'm going to bring you on in. Set the table for Wednesday night.
All right. And, you know, I have to say is that I had to take a little bit of some time for myself after hearing that news. My thoughts and prayers are with Derek, and I hope
Amen.
everything is good with you, man. And,
Amen.
you know, I know that was such a big burden to do, to step down and to retire and to give me the opportunity to do this. And I promise you, I will not let you down, and I'll continue to make the shows as incredible as they've been. I got a great supporting cast: Anthony, Mike Bullock, Didi, and I thank you guys for your service up to this point. And it's definitely going to be a different. It's going to be a different world for me now to be executive producing all these great shows and to get this to keep the ball rolling and to keep it as smooth as it will be. But you know, as they always say in showbiz, the show must go on, and we will do that. On Wednesday night, 10:30, we will have the brand new Wednesday Night Mayhem, as we will be covering AEW Dynamite and NXT. And for Ferreira, I know he would want me to do this. We're also going to be talking about the second episode of NWA Power, which is on YouTube. And if I find anything from Beyond Wrestling, I might cover that as well, because I know Ferreira would want me to cover that as well. So we're going to do that 10:30 Eastern on Wednesday night. So guys, be there. It's going to be fun. Anthony, Mike Bullock, and Didi, and of course myself. Until then, guys, have a good night. Anthony, take it home, bro.
Yeah, take it home indeed. And stick around, guys, so we can announce the future content. The new Wednesday Night Mayhem, now hosted by good old MF Michael Fletcher. That'll be on Wednesday night at 10:30, NXT and AEW and all that. Thursday night, College Football Thursday, that'll be hosted by myself. Focusing on, I believe it's week number 8. Wow, week 8 already. Oh my goodness, we're almost halfway at the halfway point of the college football season. The big game, obviously, Michigan against Penn State. Some other good ones. We'll get into all that on Thursday. Friday night, the all-new Friday night Cerebral Smack Talk. Once again with good old MF Michael Fletcher. Saturday night, NFL Saturday. Hopefully we'll have a show this time. We didn't have a show this past Saturday because MF was under the weather and Bullock was out late, so we had to cancel the show. Hopefully we'll be able to do the show this week. Some good games on week 7 of the NFL. We'll get into all that on Saturday, and then next Monday night, right back here for another edition of Ridiculously Raw, as the new rosters will take full effect. So that's all I can say on that. And before we wrap up, on behalf of all of us here at the Wrestling Forum, Strictly Sports, and what have you, we want to send our thoughts and our prayers out to Derek Ferreira. We're going to miss you, man. That's all there is to say. And, it breaks our hearts that you're leaving us, but we promise you, going forward, we're going to make you proud, brother. You had a vision 7+ years ago, 8 years ago, when you started this whole thing, the end of 2011 into 2012. And we've been going strong for over 7 years. And it's been the best damn 7 years of my life. Hanging with these guys, doing what we love, making our dream of being broadcasters a reality. We're going to do it without you, brother. That's all there is to say on that. Michael Bullock is here. Let's bring him. Indeed, you can head on out if you'd like. So, because you've already fulfilled your services. So, So DD and MF, we'll see you on Wednesday night. So Michael Bullock, let's get you caught up on everything here. So we started it off with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch winning the match in about 13 minutes or so.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I'll give it about three and a quarter stars for the match. So yeah, let's just move on, move right along quickly.
Yes, and we're gonna need to go rapid fire here. We'll get your thoughts. We'll get your thoughts on the draft in just a little bit. So we'll only go down like the relevant matches on the Raw side. Yeah. Time of the fall on that one, I know it was about 13 minutes or so. So 13 minutes 20 seconds.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about Andrade and Ali. That was only a 550 match.
Move on.
We have new Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders, taking the titles off of Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode in 12 minutes and 5 seconds. History made.
Yeah, history was definitely made. I'll give it about the same rating I give the first match. Maybe 3.5. But I think the outcome was not surprising, especially with what we saw in the outcome of the draft. So yeah, let's just move on.
Yeah, then there was another cutout match. Aleister Black squashing Eric Young. Ricochet beating Shelton Benjamin, 4 minutes, 45 seconds. Contract signing, Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman. Surprisingly, it ended. There was some tension and all that, but it wasn't not as much fireworks as we expected.
Yeah, that's a little surprising because normally contract signings don't end so well. But yeah, it got a little heated at times. But yeah, nothing really physical happened.
Buddy Murphy defeating Cedric Alexander in 9 minutes and 10 seconds.
I'll give that about 2.5 stars for the match here. I mean, yeah, it was some good action, and so there's nothing more to say. A great first showing for Buddy Murphy on Raw. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say.
Main event was a mess. Kabuki Warriors against Natalya and Lacey Evans. And then Seth Rollins literally burned down the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, he literally burned it down, and I'm guessing now from what I heard that these two are going to go at it again, but this time at Crown Jewel, and it's going to be in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Falls Count Anywhere match for the Universal Championship. So Seth Rollins is going to be pulling double duty that night because he'll be involved. Oh yeah. In that Team Hogan, Team Flair match.
Yeah, so it's going to be a busy night for the Beast Slayer.
Yeah, Team Hogan now stands with Seth Rollins, Rusev, and Ricochet. And Team Flair has Randy Orton, King Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, if you can believe that, and Bobby Lashley. So,
oh boy.
So it's 4-on-3 right now. But as far as the draft picks go, Seth Rollins to Raw, Brock Lesnar to SmackDown, Charlotte to Raw, New Day to SmackDown, Andrade and Zelina Vega to Raw, Kabuki Warriors to Raw, Daniel Bryan to SmackDown, Rusev to Raw, Bayley to SmackDown, Aleister Black to Raw, Cedric Alexander to Raw, Shinsuke Nakamura staying on SmackDown, Humberto Carrillo going to Raw, Ali to SmackDown, Eric Rowan to Raw, Buddy Murphy on Raw, Ziggler and Rude to SmackDown, Jinder Mahal on Raw, Carmella to SmackDown, R-Truth on Raw, Samoa Joe Raw, Miz SmackDown, Akira Tozawa Raw, King Corbin SmackDown, yay, Shelton Benjamin to Raw, Rey Mysterio to Raw, Chad Gable to SmackDown, Titus O'Neil to Raw, Elias to SmackDown, and Liv Morgan to Raw. So you heard about all the picks. So quick thought on anything?
Man, I mean, when you look at these the picks from tonight, I mean, the ones that really stand out, I mean, well, Eric Rowan, I mean, going to Monday Night Raw, I mean, that's obviously, I mean, they want to have something bigger for him. I guess going to Monday Night Raw really could help him out. And yeah, then I mean, you got Charlotte Flair back on Monday Night Raw. I know you like that, Florio.
Yes, I do.
But man, and this time you have Andrade and Zelina Vega.
Yeah,
I mean, unlike last time when you first thought you had him in the Superstar Shakeup, and of course, because of that, you got Aleister Black. So hopefully he'll bring some bigger and better things for Monday Night Raw. And and of course you got two former cruiserweights now on that have been on 205 Live, now on Raw, Akira Tozawa and Humberto Carrillo. So maybe we could see some really big things from them. So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, to me, if I'm going to be quite honest, Florio, as far as who I thought won night 2 of the draft, I'm going to say I'm going to give the slight edge to SmackDown, because the only reason why, because you got two guys who on Raw who are enhancement talents, and that's a dud enhancement. And of course, that came, of course, from round 4 with Jinder Mahal and R-Truth. I mean, what's the point of having those two there? So, I mean, if you had gotten guys who are better than that, then I would have given the edge to Monday Night Raw. But I think it's because of those two, I got to give the edge to SmackDown.
Fair enough. And we gave the overall review about 7.5 or so.
Yeah, I'll give it about 7.5. That's the correct rating. I mean, it was good, but nothing really overly special about this. So, yeah, now it's going to be interesting to see what goes down this Friday night on SmackDown. Now that the WWE draft is complete, and it's going to be interesting to see how everything goes for the first night since the draft came to a close.
Indeed. So, all right. Now that we'll put the bow on this edition of Ridiculously Raw, we want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Of course, we want to send our thoughts and our prayers out once again to Derek Ferreira, who made the announcement today that he was stepping down from our shows. And we'll be back with you on Wednesday for the all-new Wednesday Night Mayhem that will now be hosted by good old MF Michael Fletcher as we review NXT and AEW. Thursday, of course, College Football Thursday with me. Michigan and Penn State, that's the big game of the week, obviously. And then Friday night, Cerebral Smack Talk with MF. Saturday, God willing, hopefully nobody gets sick or has any plans or anything. NFL Saturday, Week 7 edition of that.
I'll be in for that one.
Okay, good to know. And then,
just like the guy wanted to let you know right now.
Fair enough. That's good. And then next Monday night, Ridiculously Raw. The first full Monday Night Raw with our new full roster, and I can't wait to see how it turns out in Cleveland. So that'll do it. So until Wednesday night for the all new Wednesday Night Mayhem with MF, your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Florio here, for Michael Bullock, the Phenom, and in spirit, the new host of Wednesday Night Mayhem and the new executive producer of our shows, good old MF Michael Fletcher, the first lady of the Wrestling Forum, the Twisted Angel, Didi Woodson, and forever in our hearts, the hardcore pipe bomb, DFMRI 401, Derek Ferreira. We're going to miss you, man. That's all there is to say. These shows are not going to be the same without you. But at the same time, you're in our thoughts, you're in our prayers, and we pray that everything will work out for you. And we wish you nothing but the best, man.
Yeah. Deuces and love to you, my man. Hopefully everything goes well, and hopefully we can keep you in the Lord's prayer, my man.
Amen, brother. That's all there is to say on that. So until Wednesday night, you know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw the Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed couple of days. And until Wednesday for the new Wednesday Night Mayhem with MF, You've been watching Ridiculously Raw right here on its own 25 on YouTube.com, also on StreamYard.com as well. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who's been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye.